What did you think of Mr. Trump's prosecution, really, of the case against Hillary Clinton?
Well, I thought he prosecuted and she couldn't, and there was no defense.
Right.
Basically, he said you destroyed 3,000 emails.
33,000 emails, right? It was,
30,000 emails.
Right.
Sorry, 33,000 emails to be exact.
Welcome to Pillowtalk, our weekly segment where we look at one big story happening in the entertainment world. Today we're going to discuss the Trump TV phenomenon. Now, Trump TV was something that came up over the summer as a possible future opportunity for Trump. Yesterday, there was a live stream on his Facebook page that looked an awful lot like a Trump TV channel. Trump having his own media empire. Is that not scary to you guys?
See, my question is, was this a plan from the beginning of this whole of him running for president, or is this just something that just came up now that he's figuring that he most likely will lose because of the polls?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty interesting that he's already kind of preparing for defeat because he can't have this Trump TV and be president at the same time. So it looks like he's preparing his defeat. And one of the big things that he's honing in on with this Trump TV is that it's unbiased media, because he claims that the media is kind of rigged the election for Hillary or is super biased towards Hillary, and he has this disadvantage. So his TV is going to be kind of raw and unbiased. I'm like, eh.
I mean, I think it's interesting because, Donald will never admit defeat publicly, and his campaign manager in an interview with Dana Bash last night on CNN also refused to admit defeat. She said, I can't wait to tell Donald, congratulations, Mr. President, when the election results come out on November 8th. But with this media empire, developing it, doing its first prototype, if you will, it seems like he's admitting defeat without publicly saying it, which I think is Donald's big thing. He doesn't want to publicly admit, that this could end pretty badly for him in the end.
Yeah, he's created like a new success for himself. But do you think people who are like planning on voting for him will actually watch Trump TV? Do you think they'd be interested in it? Or do you think him talking about this media so much is making him lose votes right now?
Look, he's an instant celebrity no matter where you put him. You could put him on a TV interview with a major news network. You can put him on Twitter. You can put him on Facebook Live on the prototype of Trump TV. And people would tune in to watch. I mean, again, like I was talking about in the run-up, everybody tunes into the debate this election cycle. Not just because they want to hear the issues, which is the reason they should, but because they want to hear the one-liners that Donald Trump drops. They want to hear how inappropriate he can be on public television.
They're looking for the next hashtag.
Absolutely. The hashtag bad hombre. Are you kidding me? Bad hombres? But, Donald Trump is so popular and so polarizing that I think he knows if he created a media empire, if he lost the election, he'd be making so much money. He'd still be like a leader in the world, even if he wasn't the leader of the free world. I mean, he's just trying to line something up.
And this isn't something new that we've seen. We've seen politicians go to entertainment or vice versa. We saw Sarah Palin with her reality TV show, and who was Rick Perry with Dancing on the Stars or Dancing with the Stars, and all of that kind of stuff. So we see this trend happening, but why is it happening?
I don't know. I mean, Judy, what do you think about that?
I think that there's a gap that's being bridged now between entertainment and politics. And after this election, people really are going to expect a certain level of entertainment, that wow factor in politics, or else they're probably not going to be interested. Donald Trump has gotten over like $2 billion in free promo, basically. His one-liners, he makes the headlines. And that's kind of advertisements that his campaign didn't have to spend money on, I guess you could say. And coming out of this election, he's certainly been the most talked about guy this year. And in the last 2 years even. And it's kind of interesting though, because I don't think he can continue with this whole trope about, the election is rigged. Financial Times did a story and said that he would probably alienate some of his followers if he keeps honing in on that. Like the election was rigged, and I don't know. It's interesting to see. He was a reality star before politics, so it makes sense that he'd go back to that now.
But it seems to work for him. I mean, Hillary Clinton and Obama both went on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, and that's like more entertainment based. That's not really news based at all. That doesn't seem like something a politician should do. But they both did it, and was it to make him seem more personable? That's what I think.
I don't think anybody wants to take a page out of Trump's playbook, especially Obama and Hillary. But at the same time, I think what they're trying to do is they realize that Donald is saying all of these crude things, but he's still staying in the election. I mean, it'd be a comeback, but he theoretically could still win the election. So they're looking at him and they're like, how can a candidate like this say the things that he says and still has the poll numbers that he has?
Because it's his ridiculousness that drives his brand.
It's his media presence. You don't see Hillary being presented on media as often and as polarizing in a way as Donald Trump is. So Obama and Hillary are trying to take a little page out of his playbook and say, well, if we can get ourselves out there in the media, for social media, especially for younger generations, and at least present ourselves in a positive light, then, that's more points towards us.
I guess any media is good media.
Well, yeah, that's what Trump
In their
supporters would
case.
say, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all we have for Pillow Talk.
Follow us on Twitter at USC The Buzz and make sure to catch the show on our Facebook page.
Thanks for watching The Buzz. We'll see you next week for our special Halloween episode, and I know we're excited about it.
Very excited.